This is an awesome episode with Marissa from Haymaker Marketing. Today we talked about Pinterest. This is a topic that I really don't know that much about, and a lot of our students within our coaching program, 100K Stay, have been asking about, especially in Q1 of 2026. So I asked Marissa, the pro, and today we talked about which type of rental operators shouldn't use Pinterest, how Pinterest is different from other social platforms like Facebook and Instagram, and if I'm a host and I want to get started, what are my first 3 steps to getting started on Pinterest? I hope you enjoy this episode. Thank you, Marissa, for showing up, doing this interview, and being fun. And I'll see you in there. I like to just start every interview off like this, just to have you, like, imagine we're just sitting at the bar. Let's say we're sitting at the beach in Portugal, okay, or Madeira, where you're at right now. And I come up to you, I'm just like, what do you do? Like, what do you do for work? What's your answer going to be?
I work for individual people who own multiple properties or one property, and I help with their marketing, specifically their photo and their video. We do something where we go in and we build a database of photos and videos for them, and then we run their social media for them, specifically Instagram and Pinterest, and then we do influencer management. So having influencers come to their property, and then also direct booking websites, logos and branding. We can do a little bit of emails, but maybe you should go for Scott, my friend Scott, for the emails instead.
Yeah, I know him.
Oh yeah, you know him? So that's a little bit of what I do. But I really love helping hosts and boutique hotels have a place to really center their marketing, so they can not depend on Airbnb and VRBO, which is what they all want. So that's what I do.
Mm-hmm. And for anybody watching this and listening to this, you're in Europe right now. You had a client in Morocco, right?
I did. I did
just
have a client in Morocco.
Yeah. So is the goal of Haymaker to are you trying to spread international now, or what's your current goal?
I mean, I'd love to. Currently, I've done France, I've done Nice, France, I've done the Lake District in the UK, and then Morocco. Those are my overseas ones. But I do them all over the US as well. But if any of you own any in Norway, Croatia, hit me up. I'll give you a discount.
Yeah. Sweet.
I want to go there. Also Greece, I'm going to Greece. So yes.
And I think most people that read the newsletter, most people that are watching this, probably follow you one way or another. They've probably seen you one way or another on Instagram.
Wow, I'm famous now.
Yeah. I'm just curious, welcome to the rabbit hole. Here we go. Let's take the dive. How many days a year are you not home? That's always a question I like to ask people who do essentially what we do at Lodge Social, which is travel and shoot content for Airbnbs and hotels. A lot of people like to ask, how often do you travel? And so for us last year is we went to the airport 21 times. And I just it's just 21 times. But so I'm curious, what is it for you?
I mean, I'm staying here, so I'll stay places for a month and work and then travel. So I think I'm gone. Last year I was gone. I can only stay in Europe for 3 months. So then I did the UK. So I was probably gone 5 months last year out of the year. Which is what
That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
I don't know how many times to the airport though. That's a great way to track it. Yeah.
So I want to focus the conversation. This is a popular ask within our group, 100K Stay. It's just a bunch of rental operators who want to master this social media thing and don't necessarily, they're DIYers. They just want to figure this out for themselves. Recently, the biggest question, the biggest topic that they want me to interview people about is Pinterest. And you talk a lot about Pinterest on Instagram. A couple months ago, we started talking about it over DMs. I want to start this off by asking, which type of rental operator shouldn't be using Pinterest? Who is it not for?
If your property's hideous, I'm just joking. Probably not long-term rentals. So if you're I'm one of those that wants to do a few months or something like that, I would probably avoid Pinterest. Because Pinterest is about how pretty it is, and aesthetics do really matter, and also keywords really matter. So I'm really targeting on Pinterest for my clients, ones that are like vacations, like people are going there for vacations. So if you have like a midterm rental, where you're like, I hope that a traveling nurse comes and lives here for a month. That's probably, and it's like in a pretty like normal suburban area, it's probably not the best for you. It needs to kind of be something a little bit more extraordinary or in a vacation spot that people would be searching for. Because people use Pinterest to search for their vacations. I don't know if you know this. Not many people do, but that's kind of the market to do it. Did I write down my stat? I didn't. Oh, yeah. Okay. So according to 2024 travel report, which is, I know, a few years ago, but that's the last time they did this, over 1 billion travel-related searches and over 10 billion travel saves happened on Pinterest. So people are using Pinterest to plan their vacations. So,
and what is that? Do you think that's like destination based first, or are they looking for Airbnbs, hotels that essentially they could just book and not really leave? Like, is it like destination type stays to where you can just check in and like not have to go do stuff?
Yeah.
Essentially.
Honestly, most of my keyword research, that's a great question, Scott. It does include the destination as well, unless it is like a group thing like Airbnb, family vacation Airbnb. Unless it's something like that, a little bit more in general. Usually it's like a specific place like Yosemite, Airbnb, or you know what I'm saying, best vacation in this place in California.
Mhm.
But unless it has like a very strong theme, like a family vacation place or like romantic honeymoon, like a hotel vacation rental, those kind of work. But I don't, it tends to be those kind of searches, less like I want an Airbnb that I don't have to leave. It does feel like people are going there for a reason,
Okay.
not just like it has a sauna and a hot tub and a pool, so I can bring my kids and we'll be happy. Yeah.
Right.
So maybe that's
Okay.
something that could stay away if you're in a boring place. Maybe not boring, but just like maybe a more residential place and you're looking for kind of more of those things. Yeah, I might stay away from Pinterest. Absolutely.
So we'll like maybe focus on Colorado. Let's say I have two hotels. One hotel is in, let's call it Grand Junction, which is somewhat of
Oh,
a, I don't really think anybody goes there. And then also Breckenridge. Would you say Pinterest might work for Breckenridge because it's a popular destination? People are going
yes.
there. But for the Grand Junction one, no, don't do it.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Unless like your Grand Junction one is like highly stylized, it's kind of like giving a little bit of desert vibes. I know that there's some hotels that are like that in that area where they're like very Western, like higher end Western, millennial Western. Maybe that could do it if you wanted to kind of like do that. If it was highly like people would come to your hotel because of the design. But if it was pretty like an average, I think that's where hotel owners and Airbnb hosts have to be honest with themselves in some way, or maybe you need to ask someone like, I think every host thinks their property is amazing. And sometimes they are, but maybe you would have to ask someone, maybe someone like Scott or someone like me, like, hey, is my property extraordinary or does it just look like everyone else's? If it does look like everyone else's and it's in Grand Junction, I would probably just stay off Pinterest. Yes.
Okay. And if I were to, so now I want to invest my Breckenridge hotel. Let's just stay with the example. Now I want to invest in Pinterest. What kind of guest should I expect to get?
Oh, you're going straight to guests, huh? Scott?
Hmm.
Going for
Yeah,
the
yeah.
ROI,
Well,
huh?
that's how I make money.
Yes. Pinterest is a long game. Any social media is a long game. Ads, Scott runs a lot of ads, so he's looking at those numbers. But I do a bit ads, but more organic. So you need to think through a few things with Pinterest if you're going to start. You need to think through what the goal is in Pinterest, like what are you actually wanting to get, because bookings, of course, is the thing that you want, but that is like a hot lead. That means they have decided enough that they love you enough to like book you. So I would work back from that. Of course, you want more bookings. Yes, of course you want more bookings. But you need to do the other stuff before you just start posting on Pinterest to get those bookings from there. How many can you get from, it depends on the place and the location. How many posts you're doing, Scott? How much
Right.
money you're putting on ads? Like, I would love for it to be like, yep, you post on Pinterest
A
and you
million.
get 5 new bookings every month. You get 10, you get 100.
Right.
It just doesn't work that way in general. Though everyone loves to ask us, don't they?
It's a common question. How many bookings should I
Yep.
expect? Just like more than what you have now. And we'll find out the exact number later. But so what's the demographic of Pinterest? Like who is
Hmm.
it? Is it mostly? I mean, I'll just like say what I think it is. I think
Yeah.
it's younger, maybe middle age, mostly girls, because I don't know any guys that use Pinterest.
Middle
But I don't know.
age.
That's why I'm asking.
I mean, I don't know the total demographics. You want me to look it up? I can.
Maybe. Well, what are you seeing with your Pinterest clients?
Uh-huh. Hold
Or do
on.
you
I'm
do you
just gonna
have
pull
any
it.
data on that? Because if you don't have any data on that, then um,
Well, it's a great
we can
thing.
maybe just skip over it.
Okay, millennials, Gen Z. No, this is good. Millennials, Gen Z, 42% are female.
42.
Yeah. Heavily skewed towards women. Oh no, 70% are women. Sorry, I'm reading the wrong statistic.
Okay.
70%. Women make a lot of the decisions when they book their vacations.
No, they
I'm
do.
just saying.
They're the ones planning it. That's kind of what we're seeing with Facebook and Instagram too. Is it's a lot
Yeah.
of just like the people who are commenting, the people who are liking on the post, kind of no matter where it is.
Yeah.
It's a lot of women that are doing
Yeah.
that, and then
Yeah.
make
Yeah.
wherever it goes from there, it kind of just goes from there.
Yeah.
Do you see that?
I love Go ahead.
Well, what were you gonna say? I feel like you were gonna
This
say
is why
something.
I love Pinterest. This is why I love it, okay? It is not as saturated as Instagram in the Airbnb world. Yeah, Pinterest is also kind of like Google, where essentially it's based on keywords. So if you do a post with a great keyword and it leads to a great part of your website, your post could last for a long time, just like Google's does, where it's like if it's the highest hits, if it has the best ratings, it's going to appear first. That doesn't always happen with Instagram, right? Unless you're using ads, eventually like your post generally like fades out after a few weeks. Unless something crazy happens. So that's why I like Pinterest because it's a little bit longer. Also, it's keyword based, which everything is keyword based, but Pinterest, it's keyword based even more.
Mhm.
So if you do enough research, you can actually rank and get hits to your website, which is what I'm looking for. Also, there's a save button, so even if people aren't ready to book with you now, they might put you on their vacation board and come back to you later, which I like too, because sometimes people aren't ready to convert right away, right? After they see one photo, they need some time. So anyway, that's why I love it. And yeah,
That's interesting because one of the questions I wanted to ask you is like what's the differences? Obviously Facebook and Instagram is like that's the buzzword. Everybody wants to be on those platforms and it works. There's a lot of people that are doing it and there's a lot of data behind its
yes,
effectiveness. But
yes,
the lifetime of a piece of content on Facebook and Instagram is essentially 24 hours.
yeah.
And
How much you go viral?
that's interesting that Pinterest is much. Do you know how like what the average is for Pinterest, or do you just know that it's a lot longer, similar to like a
Here's what I
website that
know.
lets you
I see
rank?
bloggers. Pinterest is a huge blogger network, so bloggers literally write blogs and then they send them to Pinterest and then the bloggers make money. 4 years. 4 years they do because they've written something about Sedona, the best places to go in Sedona. And now they are the first graphic that pops up, the 5 things to do in Sedona with your family. Wouldn't it be great if your Airbnb was on that? So I know and I can see the blog post from when they wrote it that it's years and years ago. That I like. I
I do
like.
too. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And I like giving my clients because I generally do Instagram and Pinterest. I like giving them both worlds. Like Instagram is a now more. There's that save button, which maybe can help with conversions. And then ads can really help because they're seeing your ad more than once, which they need to convert. But I like Pinterest because it's going to last longer. I have a lead on Pinterest, so it's like an email lead. And I haven't really done anything with it, if I'm being honest, and I still get email leads from it. I like posted it a year ago.
Really?
I love it. I
Okay.
love it. Is it a million leads? No, it's just quite a few, but I did work for one thing and now I'm still getting leads from it. I like it.
So is it a fair assessment to say that Pinterest is more of a blend of the pretty side of Instagram mixed with SEO?
Yes,
Okay. Okay, that's
absolutely.
interesting. So then one, and this really leans into the point of just like it takes time because one famous, the famous framework that you have to have with SEO is like you have to. Sean Puri is an entrepreneur, and he says that you have to create your binge bank. You have to create a bunch of content that just has a likelihood of hitting for a very long time before you can really start to it. Like it's almost a reframe of just, hey, if I'm going to make one Pinterest post or one Instagram post, you should reframe to 100 because what you need to do is make a binge bank, and then at some point, if you kind of do 100 of anything, it'll get you the result that you want according to the platform that you are optimizing for.
Yeah, that's the quantity over quality marketing. Yes, but I'd say Pinterest is more that way. And Pinterest has great analytics, so you can look at if you get a business account on Pinterest, which is what you need to do. It's very similar to how you do it on Instagram or Facebook. Facebook's a little bit different, but it's very similar. Then you can see analytics. So if you just post organically, I've done my keyword research, which I can talk to you about how to do, and then you've tried different photos, different videos. Then you can see what's working, and then you can make modifications of. I have one photo in a Joshua Tree property that works. I know it does. So like I can do different keyword variations on the graphic itself, but I know that photo is going to work. So I'm going to get some leads organically and with ads. So obviously you can. It's nice. It's nice. It feels simple. I love Pinterest because it feels simple. I hate meta ads. I hate them because it feels complex. So, but Pinterest ads and Pinterest, like, it makes sense to me as a woman. So if you're a woman, maybe you're going to like it better. I don't know. But it does.
I wanna pick at you. You kind of started riffing on like maybe like a linear way of thinking when it comes to Pinterest or like a framework. Mm-hmm. So let's go back to this hotel in Breckenridge that I have, this wonderful hotel. Mm-hmm. Great. And if I wanted to lean into Pinterest, if I wanted to DIY this, what are like my first 3 to 7 steps? I don't know how many steps are involved, but let's just say like, what are my first couple of steps?
Yeah. Do you have beautiful photos and videos?
Of course I
do. You do? Great.
Yeah,
are they just your 5 listing photos, or are they actually are they actually something that tells a story, Scott? Huh? That's what I would ask you. And you're going to need more of them. I do sometimes run Pinterest on just listing photos. It does work, but it's never as good. So I would ask that. I would like pay for either your team or my team to come out and build that for you. The next thing I would do is do keyword research. That is super important. You need to do keyword research in general. Scott, do you guys talk about keyword research in any other? I mean, I guess Google. You guys do it for them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Google is what we've touched on, but what tools do you use for that?
Yeah. I like to start in Pinterest because that's the platform. So if I had a Breckenridge Airbnb, I'd literally type in Breckenridge and then I'd see what bolded things gets prompted to me. Those are keywords. I write them in a note and then see what variations are there. So it's always something like Breckenridge with family, Breckenridge with pool, Breckenridge with hot tub, Breckenridge. All of these things that either could make great blog posts on the direct booking website or great posts for Pinterest itself. So I'd start on Pinterest because those are going to be your strongest ones. That's what people are actually looking for. But then I use Ubersuggest. I don't know if you've ever used that before. I love it. It's like a search engine that helps you figure out what people are asking about. So I would do that same thing with Breckenridge and do variations. So Breckenridge Airbnb, Breckenridge condo. There's got to be a lot of stuff about skiing, so it's going to be like Breckenridge ski and then see what happens after that. Breckenridge snowboard, all the variations. And then I obviously do use Google. I just see the basics of like what are those bold words when I put them in there. And then sometimes I do some Instagram research to see if there's like any niche words. Also, like is there like a Breckenridge niche? In Pinterest, you're always going to say aesthetic. That's always going to be one of your keywords. So Breckenridge aesthetic, mountain aesthetic, mountain aesthetic, snowboarding aesthetic. All of those things you're also going to put in there as well because you want to catch people looking for aesthetic. That's a very Pinterest word. that maybe like are looking for a really cute snow jacket, but now they found the condo that they want to stay at in Breck. So that's where I'd start there. So pictures and video, keywords. And then from there, you take those keywords and you make graphics in Canva with those keywords attached to them. Not all of them, not in a weird spammy way, but things that make sense, like the best Breckenridge, the most aesthetic Breckenridge condo. And you just go through those and then put those keywords in your caption as well, which I use AI to help me with that. You can literally list the keywords and then be like, make 15 captions, Pinterest captions for me, make sure they make sense, and then post them and make sure that they go to your direct booking website or your Airbnb, depending on what your like goal is for conversions. So that's what I would do.
That's it
for you, and then repeat for a year.
And so
and then
so,
run ads.
so
But yes.
yeah, and then run ads. Yeah, and then
Yeah.
get on another platform. So the posts that you make, are they just almost like infographics? Is that what they look like?
Kind of.
Or is it just a headline?
I think you should
and then
not
a
use
collection
AI
of
to make them, if that's where you're there sometimes they are infographics. Usually it's a beautiful photo. Have you been on Pinterest before, Scott?
No.
Okay, great. Usually
I made sure that I didn't too, because I want to play
Okay.
completely dumb.
Okay, great. Okay, so Pinterest is really very photography based, and then it's had video as gotten bigger in all social media. But it really is very photography based, where people use it to like pin boards, essentially, which are collections of beautiful things. So it could be like an interior design style, it could be a fashion style, it could be a vacation rental idea. So it does need to be beautiful and not just a whole bunch of graphics. Mostly, I haven't seen that worked for mine, but I'm sure there's some niche that it works in some way. No, usually it's a photo of a beautiful property. So I have a Joshua Tree property. It's one that's kind of like a sunset shot that I got. And then I just used graphics, simple words that you can still see the beautiful photo, but like there's some keywords on there. You need to see the beautiful photo or video.
Okay, got it. Can you just touch on really quickly about the photos? And I want to provide a backstory to this question. So I was just on a shoot with my team. We were down in Texas, and you do know Connor, our media guy? Maybe you guys.
I know
interacted a
Connor
little
via
bit.
social media and you and an email.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we were just talking about just planning these shoots better, kind of just talking shop. The shoot's over, like let's recap. And he was following you, or you said something online, and you said you do one day where you shoot video, and you don't shoot photo, and you do another day where you just shoot photo, and then maybe you said something along the lines of you have another day where you do nothing, and you just like think. So my question is your
Yes.
Is,
But yes.
is your photo strategy essentially just like being a guest, and then whatever moment you think is worthy of taking a photo, you take it?
You want to know my photo strategy?
I want to know your photo
It's a little
strategy.
different. All right, Scott. Fine, I'll give it to you because you helped me with ads, so it's fine.
Perfect.
It's fine. Scott and I are friends, guys. That's why. Okay, first day I get there, usually it's like later in the day. So if it's golden hour, I try to take a photo and video, actually do them at the same time, of every room, every property. I do like it with a gimbal. I go into every room so that there's that basics. It's not very creative. It's not super fun. It's just so that we have a photo and video of every property. So if we or every room. So if we need it, it's there. It's best if it's in golden hour because golden hour is the best. Sometimes this doesn't work out because it's raining and horrible. Okay, something like that. Okay, then day 2, we're gonna get like detail shots. So there's a reason that hosts put all the things in there, and we need to take photos of them. Always the coffee station, that kind of thing. These aren't super creative, but we need them. I don't really do any video of that. It's just photos. Then from there is when I try to get creative, and that's kind of from the questionnaire that they've like told me what are their amenities, what do we need to use, and so that's like the pouring of coffee, that's like wine. I'm also sitting there enjoying the property. I also try to do that as well, Scott. So Because the more I enjoy the property, the more creative I am. Because I'm like, oh, look, I'm sitting here, and then like, oh my gosh, I'd rather sit there and look how the sun's coming in, and I would love to read a book there. That's a scene. Great, grab my book, read there. Then I take photographs of, those are the storytelling moments. And so I essentially do that for the next 2 days. But I'll have moments where I rest and enjoy the property, because that's the more creative moment. So that's probably what Connor was talking about, is like, do you have a day that you just enjoy it? Ideally, I would love just one day to just enjoy it, but there's always good lighting. So then I'm like, I gotta take a photo.
And then you don't. Yeah.
Then I don't.
Yeah.
Then I don't. So that's kind of like my system for doing it. Basics, details, and then the more creative stuff. And sometimes I wait, because afternoon light generally isn't very nice. So sometimes I'll read a book in the afternoon, I'll take a nap, or if I need to go somewhere off property, I'll do that in the afternoon and then be back for golden hour or wake up at sunrise.
That's the secret
It's
sauce.
a long day.
That's the secret sauce
fun.
right there. That's perfect.
Secret sauce right there. There you go.
Is there anything about Pinterest I should have asked you that I didn't?
We can talk about ads.
Yeah. Let's dive in.
At the end, after you've done all of my steps that I've told you to do, you need to run ads. You need to look at the analytics and figure out which one's already getting organic clicks to your website. And then you need to run ads. Here's a few ways you can track it. You can do the whole thing just like Facebook, where you do events. You can do that. If you are not skilled enough to do that, you can literally just boost a post. I've done that and it's worked. I know. I know. But like, everyone's at different levels. And if they're DIYing, there's at some point maybe they don't want to do events and all the things. And then you need to also track what is your win in that for it. Another way to do a win with ads is I like to add a discount code that's just for Pinterest. So if you are using a PMS that's not Airbnb and VRBO, I don't know if VRBO lets you do a discount code. Do you know, Scott?
I don't know.
Airbnb does it. Anyway,
No.
But if you're using Hospitable or Lodgify or any one of those, they will let you do a discount code, and I highly suggest you put one in there for Pinterest in the caption so that you can see like a direct conversion. That's another way to do it as well. There you go.
And
That's what I got for you,
I like
Scott.
that. I like that. My buzzword is ads. The second somebody says ads, I go, huh? What did you say? How much should I spend on ads for Pinterest? How much should you expect to spend there?
I mean, for my clients, I'm doing real small, like $1,500. I'm seeing some results.
So
Isn't
it's
that great?
comparable to about Facebook. Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, $1,500 a month, and I'm seeing results. Is it like changing everything for them? No, no one marketing funnel is going to change everything, but is it getting hits to their website and eventually sales? Yeah, it absolutely is, but it's just one of those funnels that'll get you there.
Marissa, if people want to work with you, contact you, anything, where should they find you?
970, I'm just joking. Haymaker Social, guys, haymakersocial.com, or you can find me on Instagram at Haymaker Marketing. You can also find me on Pinterest. You can find what outfits I like and where I want to travel. I'm just joking. But Instagram is best, Haymaker Marketing, or haymakersocial.com. It's great. Ask me some questions in the DMs on Instagram. I love to answer questions after podcasts that people have.
Boom.
Scott, who's your favorite Star Wars character?
Because you think that's a Star Wars character?
No, but I figured that you like Star Wars because we talked about it. Who's your favorite Star Wars character? Obviously, that's Iron Man.
Boba Fett.
Oh, Boba Fett. Okay, another.
He looks the coolest. That's why. Why? What's yours? Princess Leia?
No. Han Solo. Han Solo all the way. He's the best.
Okay. What brought up that question? Because I
don't know. I just wanted to end with something fun, Scott. Because
that's a good icebreaker question. Just like we should have started that way. Maybe I'll take this clip and just.
You can bring it back. Your editor can do it, right?
yeah. Maybe I'll just do the intro. I'll just be like, all right, we're gonna talk about Pinterest. Boom. The first thing they hear is, what's your favorite Star Wars character?
They're gonna love it.